make your way down. Soften your elbows. Close your eyes. Let your knees come out wide toward the edges of the mat and feel your big toes touching. If your hands are soft and relaxed, can you spread out all 10 fingers and just place them down on the mat? Finding a grounding. Now that your physical body has been arranged in this form, start to feel the rise and the low of your breath. Don't force your breath. Don't force anything today. Be able to have the courage to know that if you just keep moving, then what you want to do will come. Not in one day, not in 1 minute, not in one yoga practice, not in 1 month. But you have to keep climbing up the hill. Relax your jaw, let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth, and take breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And with your lungs relaxed here and your chest soft, can you soften and open your throat so that you hear your exhale as your mouth is closed? And as we begin our practice today in child's pose, this is a pose that is reminiscent of a being at the very beginning. We often take child's pose at the beginning of our practice on our mat. It's also called child's pose, like you were beginning as a child. So I invite you to come into your practice today with that attitude, with seeing what you're doing with your body as you flow through places that are familiar to you now in your yoga practice, feeling it today like you're approaching it for the first time. Putting in the effort that perhaps you did when you first began and you were struggling a little bit more. So that we find that balance of where your body has the muscle memory, but your mind has the curiosity and the interest. Start to become more active in your child's pose. Pressing your forehead into the mat and creeping your fingertips forward so that then your arms engage. You become strong in your arms, elbows lifting. Energetically push your hip bones back towards your heels. Good. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, come through your hands and knees. Pausing for a moment, feeling your arms straight, elbows strong, arm bones keeping your shoulders aligned. And then after a couple cat-cows, tuck your toes and exhale back. With that curiosity and interest, like it was the first time, come to your downward facing dog. Find your downward facing dog and start to explore. Here you are in this upside down place. Feel the blood rush to your head. Feel your hands need to hold you up, pushing away in the mat. Feel the backs of your legs tugging as you try to drop your heels towards the floor. Soften your belly button towards your thighs so your tailbone lifts up just a little bit more. Open your eyes, see the space on the mat between your big toes. Take a big breath in and open your mouth, exhale out. Every time you exhale, let there be a softening that happens, and then in your inhale, let there be an alignment. Breathe in, exhale out. Walk your feet carefully to your hands. Find your forward fold. A little creaky on Monday mornings, I am. I don't know if you feel that too. It's okay. Because we're approaching today with a fresh eyes and this optimism. Like if you could go back to yourself and say, hey, keep showing up. This is really worth it. Put all your curiosity and interest into what you feel in your body right now. You don't want to miss it. If your hands reach the floor, find some tenting of your fingers or grounding of your palms to the floor. You can bend your knees. If your hands don't reach the floor, you always can put your hands on a block or get grounded with opposite elbow. So grabbing hands to opposite elbow, letting your head just hang. And wherever you are, you can sway your torso a bit side to side here. The first round of things that we do in yoga are sun salutations. It's a way to wake up, but also a way to think about embracing the day, and it's pretty physical. So let's use our sun salutations today as a way to wake up, open your eyes, feel this like it's new, so that you're embracing the new day. Push through your feet, inhale, and stand all the way up. Take your time bringing your arms up above your head, being mindful of that good alignment, pelvis tucked right underneath rib cage. Reach through your fingertips, toes are light, gaze comes up, breathe in, exhale, take a big forward fold, let your hands just dive down. Good, breathe into a flat back, straighten your legs. Even your arm bones are alive here. Set your gaze, engage through your belly. Take an inhale that's going to propel you now on your exhale back to high plank. Step back to high plank. Take that exhale once you get there. Feel your kneecaps lifting. Great form, you guys. Push that mat away. Good work. Breathe in. Excellent. On your knees or from a full plank, lower down. Try to hit the halfway point and then scoop your chest up, straighten your arms, find your upward facing dog. So find that transition. That's it. Good, Susan. Good, Marco. Breathe here. Take a second, shift the weight gently from hip to hip. So just a little shift here. Good. Grounded through your hands. Tuck your toes. Send your tailbone back. Reset in your downward facing dog. So you can walk your feet in a bit closer so that our most important shape in the down dog is a V. Lifting through your lower back and tailbone. Turn your head side to side. Shake your head here. Feel 100% in your body. Maybe you need to close your eyes and just do a scan from fingertips to heels. Pull your belly in. Good. Exhale out. Make your way to the top of the mat. Grounded through your feet. Feel the energy pushing down as you rise up. Reach up, breathe, get a little longer through your rib cage, maybe going back just a little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Exhale back, find your high plank. Good, stay strong in your high plank. Set your gaze. You can be on your knees if you need to, but keep the stack right over shoulders. Good work. All right, tip forward just a little bit. So you push your heels forward, bend your elbows. You can be on your knees. hug down, and then scoop your chest up, lift up to your upward dog. Good, Alana. Breathe in. Stay here for a moment. Shift your weight a little bit side to side, opening through your low back, through your hips. Tuck your toes. Feel the energy from your tailbone pulling you back. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Good job. One more, just like that. Top of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Find a little bit of lightness as you let your fingertips float up. So if it feels so heavy, close your eyes. Feel a little bit of lightness from your fingertips. Lightly exhale, forward fold. Right? Awareness doesn't have to be so intense that it's scary. Inhale, flat back. Awareness can be light. So find that lightness through your belly. You have the strength. You have your bones. Step back, high plank. Feel light. Lightness in your breath. Yes, you're still strong. Yes, you're still holding up here, but light. Breathe in. Tip forward a bit, pushing your heels forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Relax your feet to the mat as you lift your chest up, dog. Good. Good, Michaela. Tuck your toes. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Bend your knees a bit. Walk your hands a little closer to your feet and just stay in this low crouch. So just pushing your tailbone back. So hands on the floor, like a down dog, but a little like closer. Firing up your quads. You guys feel that in your legs? Good. Good, because that's a preview of what's to come. We're going to go make that shape standing up in chair pose. Stop. Top of the mat. Bring your toes about 2 fingers together. All right, so 2 fingers apart, just a little bit of distance between your toes. Bend your knees a lot and then spring your chest up. You can keep your hands right here at heart center if that helps you feel more aligned, or take those arms straight up towards the sky. Straight arms, they can be more wide if that helps you with your shoulders, but I'd rather that than bent elbows. Take it out. Good. Lift your gaze. Breathe in. All right, friends. So we're pulling back the bow, and then we're going to let go. Here we go for these sun bees. Pull back the bow with your energy. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back, and back to your high plank. Good work. Now I'm going to go through this low push-up each time. If you're done with that and it's not good for you, you can just go straight back to the downward facing dog. Here we go. Option, low push-up. That can be on your knees. Transition, upward dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. With your breath, breathe in, breathe out. From your down dog, you can be on your left knee if you need to. Take your right leg up off the floor. You can really lift here, or you can just be like, okay, it's my first time. I'm just a little unsteady. Take the right foot just a little bit up off the floor. Now exhale, squeeze your knee to nose as you shift into a high plank. Hug it in, and then shift it back up. Good work. Next time, we're going to take our right foot to our right hand. If you need to kind of make 3 hops along the way, that's cool. Ready? Right foot to right hand. Get it there. Lift your back knee if your knee is down, and rise up, dropping your back heel. We'll find ourselves in our first warrior 1. Good. Squaring your left hip forward. Let's all start with hands on hips this time, like we were doing it for the very first time. Take your right foot a little bit more to the right edge of your mat. And keep your right foot forward enough that you can bend your knee. If it hurts your back foot or your toes to be in that warrior 1, you could modify by being up on your back toes with the heel up. Good. Bending in your front knee. Feel your left hip try to pull forward, right hip try to pull back. And then when you're ready, arms can come up. Gaze is steady at one thing the whole time. Shoulder blades down away from your earlobes. And here's where your curiosity and your interest has to come alive. So what's happening in your hips? What's happening in your front leg? Can you push the back outer arch of your left foot down a little bit more? Breathe in, reach through your fingertips. Good. Exhale, transition to warrior two. Transitioning, taking your hips to the side, dropping into your front knee. Take your arms nice and wide. So good. So with your right foot forward, you end up facing the left side of your mat. You should be able to see the toes on your right foot, but still bend your right knee. Good. Drop your shoulders. Hug your belly in. Feel like you're pulling your glutes up underneath your pelvis. Keep your hips locked right where they are as you reach back and up. Reverse your warrior. Reach your right hand up. Creep your left hand down your leg. Are you breathing? Breathe in. Good. Exhale. Come back to your warrior two. Make your way back down to the mat. You can be on your knees or taking it back through your downward dog. Everybody put your right foot down. If you're on your knees, take your left foot up so your right knee stays down. If you're in your downward dog, take your left leg up towards the sky. On your knees or from your down dog, look between your thumbs, hug your belly button in, squeeze your knee to nose, and shift forward a bit so that you get into more of a plank position with your arms. Hug that belly, hug the knee in like you're going to kiss it. Good. Now exhale, shoot that leg back. Good. Next time, we'll take the left foot all the way to the left hand. If you're on your right knee, you can stay there and then just step your left foot forward. From down dog, ready? Squeeze in. Get your left foot forward. Use a few motions if you need to. Excellent. Everybody rise up. So you can tuck your back toes if you need to, and then meet in warrior one. If you're able to drop your back heel on your right foot, you're kind of at a 45-degree angle, do that. Hands to your hips, shoulders nice and wide. Set your gaze. So where's your breath right now? Part of curiosity and interest is observation. So if your breath is like all crazy or up in your throat, you know how to take a deeper breath from the pit of your belly. So take a deeper breath. Feel your hips square. When you're ready, keep your gaze steady. Let your arms just float up towards the ceiling. Fingers are alive. Good work. Take a breath in, reach. Use your exhale to transition, turning your hips to the right edge of your mat. Adjusting your right foot to become parallel to the back edge of your mat, keeping the bend in your left knee. Breathe here. If you had a true north from the center of your forehead through the center of your body, are you hugging in towards that center line? Drop into your left knee as much as you can. Hold your hips right here, and then reverse your warrior. Drop your right hand, reach your left arm up, creep your fingertips down your right leg. Good, breathe. Exhale, come back to your warrior two, and windmill your hands down. Option to drop to your right knee as you make that transition. So you make your way back to tabletop or to downward facing dog. Everybody take a big breath in and a big breath out. Whether you're on your knees or in your downward facing dog, everybody come up off your knees, come to your high plank. All right, our feather is going to float down. Just stay strong with me through one more thing. Ready? We're in our high plank. If you need to drop your left knee, you can, but just try. Drop your heels towards the left. Keep your left hand on the mat. pick up your right hand. It can come to your hip or reach up towards the sky, side plank. Stay here an extra, just a beat more than you want to. You can always drop a knee, come back down, right hand down. Stay with me, high plank, good. That's it, stay strong. Here we go, other way. Drop your heels to the right. Your child's pose is coming, so enjoy this now. Lift your left hand up towards the sky, reach. If your knee is down, you can float your top leg for sure. Ready? Breathe. If you're shaking, you're growing, be glad about it. Come back, left hand down. Good work, to your knees and child's pose. Reset. Support your head with the blanket, with your hands, or on the floor. Reclaim your breath. And right now, thank your body. Thank your body for showing up for you. But even more, next, thank your spirit in your mind. Acknowledge the courage that you have to start and to stay. Not just with yoga, but with a lot of things. A lot of people talk about starting something and they never do. A lot of people start something and then don't stick with it. So you have the courage to start and to stay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come through your hands and knees. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Good work. Pedal it out here. All right, Tommy, do you remember when we did flip dog back before you left for a few weeks?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're going to get a little refresher here, right? So, okay, so for our refresher purposes, friends, let's all drop to our knees. Take your right foot up off the floor. So on your left knee, hands are strong. Check in with your left wrist. Is your left wrist stacked right underneath your elbow and your shoulder? All right, good. Bend your right knee, drop it behind you. And as you do that, it's like hard to keep your right hand on the floor. So peel that right hand up towards the ceiling. So here's what I did. Right leg was up, bend it, drop it behind you, peel your right hand up towards the ceiling. Turn your gaze up towards your right thumb. Nice open through your hips, good. And exhale, come back around. Right hand to the floor, wag your tail a little bit, hips side to side. All right, that was flip dog on the right with the modification. Let's do the other side. Put your right hand squarely underneath your shoulder. Lift up your left leg. Press through your heel, so get strong here, square hips. Good. Start to bend your left knee. As it drops behind you, let your left hand float up off the mat, taking your left arm up towards the sky. Good. Reaching up, opening through that hip. Breathe. Excellent. Go through your fingers. Good, Marco. Come back around. Good, Chris. Come back around. Reset. All right. Your choice. You can stay there or we'll do it again from down dog. So if you feel really good in this place you are today, doing it there, that's good. If you feel curious about going the other way and can do that safely, meet me in downward facing dog. Strong hands, strong shoulders, straight elbows. Lift your right leg, bend your knee. Let your left heel drop towards the mat. So you're shifting your weight into the left part of your body. Drop your right foot to the floor as you peel your right hand up. Change your feet so they're like the number 11. Push your hips up towards the sky. My feet are holding me up. All right, my hand is just a toothpick holding me up. My legs and my glutes are doing the work. Reach. Good, now strong, tight core, hug in. Come back around gracefully. Good. All right, if you need a reset, drop to your knees. Otherwise, you can be in down dog for a moment. I know, wrists, trust me, your legs will thank you in a minute. Wrists now, thighs later. How's that for a good motto, huh? Okay, everybody in your down dog. Unless you're keeping your right knee down, in which case you can go where we were before with your left leg up. Friends, lift your left leg. Press into the right side of your body. Press into your right foot, right hand. Start to drop your left foot. Adjust your feet so they become parallel. Good. Push your hips up, reach. And that can be with your knee down, just like we did before. Yes. There you go. All right, Terry, right knee down, left leg back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Come back around and put both hands on the mat. Drop to your heels. Come off your wrists. It's not for everybody every day, but you did good. Circle your wrists out. Take your hand up above your head this time to do our finger stretch. So up above your head, grab those fingers, press forward. Look at your arms, so strong, huh? Switch. Okay, what was my motto? Wrists now, thighs later. So that's a promise. Here we go. Stand up, top of the mat. Reset in your Tadasana. Take your feet about hip width distance apart. Close your eyes. Stand strong in your breath. Courage to start. Courage to stay. It's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be easy. Courage to sustain. You have that courage and this breath that you know how to tap back into. That's your home base. So if you feel like you're falling off the edges, come back to your breath, stand on your feet, close your eyes. Good. Bring your knees and ankles closer together to a place that feels comfortable for you. As your tailbone sweeps back, let your arms sweep up, chair pose. Who was it that told me that they really love chair pose? Was it you? Was it you, Susan? Yeah. All right. So chair pose named so because we're gonna sit in a chair. So not knee bend pose, chair pose. Get down low. Take your booty back, but your toes are light, so the weight is shifting back a bit. That has to have you really fire up those quads and keeping your core engaged. Good. If it's too much for your shoulders, you can always bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Good work. Bring your hands, everybody, to heart center, and we'll take a twist to the right, bringing your left elbow to make contact with your right thigh. If that's too far, you can always get kind of towards the center or use a block, but get a deep twist here. And to get here, you have to bend your knees. So if I'm up here, I'm never going to make it down to my thighs. Good. So bend your knees. Find your breath. If you want more, you can open up your arms in that twist. All right, legs are alive. See, your wrist totally forgot about what was happening. Breathe in. Good. Breathe out. Bring your hands back together to heart center. Come back right here. Stay with me. Sweep your arms up. Stand all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften it out, pedal it out here. Chair pose. Lift your chest, bend your knees. So here's where we get into the place where we need concentration as well as curiosity. Curiosity keeps it alive and fun. So if you're mad and you're like, I can't, it hurts, I don't like it, just get into the happy place like you're opening up a new box of treasures. Concentration, get low. Michaela's like, I love my box. Okay, hands together at heart center. Ready? Twist the other way. Right elbow bringing down to the left thigh. You have to bend your knees. Good. Really good, everybody. Find that place. Keep breathing. If you want more, you can float your hands apart. Inhale. Exhale, go a smidge lower if you can. I know your legs are tired. You're going to be okay. Breathe in. Good. Bring your hands back together. I'm so proud of you guys. Come back to center. Stand all the way up. Good work. Take a big forward fold. All right. You might want your block handy, so grab your block if you want it. Good. Let your hands anchor either on the block or on the floor. As you bend your left knee a lot, push the weight into your left hand, straighten your right leg, peel your right hand up towards the sky. So when you get this little opportunity to reset, I think it's a lesson that I've learned off the mat to, rather than just let it go by and you're still too traumatized about what just happened or what you have to do next to pay attention, be aware in that moment you get the reset. Be thankful, be present, switch sides, bend your right knee, straighten your left, put your right hand on the block of the floor. Right? It's like the sweet taste to counter the savory. You don't know what either is unless you've experienced both. Be here, breathe. Remember, your block has different heights, so this shouldn't be like hanging on the edge of the cliff struggle. You can make that block higher. Good. Come back to center. Excellent. Good work. Put your hands on the block if you need a little leverage and step your left foot back so we meet in a lunge with your left leg lifted. When you feel steady, lift your chest. Keep your right knee bent. Left toes are back. Good. Breathe here. All right. Building on the twist we just did, take your arms up towards the sky and then hands to heart center. So when you take your arms up towards the sky, you get alignment through your torso. Okay, for some of you, you may be like, I'm good here, I'm barely hanging on. If that's where you're at, you stay right here. If you have more room to go, then you start to twist, bending your chest towards your right thigh, bringing your left elbow to your right knee. Find the twist. Good, Tommy. Good, Alana. Stay here. If you want more, you can play with opening up your arms. Keep your gaze steady. Oh, that becomes rather intense in the right butt cheek. Breathe here. Good work. Come gracefully back to center. Bring your hands together. Drop your back knee. Oh, thank heavens, right? And straighten out your right leg. Oh. Straighten out your right leg. Put your hands on the block if you need some height, so you can let that right leg just lengthen. Close your eyes. Take a couple breaths here. right, sweep your right foot back. Put your block back up at the top of your mat. From your hands and knees. Reset on all fours. And then tuck your toes to your downward facing dog. Good. Walk your feet to your hands. Get to the top of your mat where your block is. Find grounding with your hands there on your block or on the floor. And notice if you're keeping your chin lifted, crunching up the back of your neck, just let that go. Soften your elbows. Feel like I put something tugging at the crown of your head. It's pulling you towards the floor. You can bend your knees as much as you want. Find this like deep forward fold. We've been here several times before, and just now, your body starts to be willing to go here. Good. Open your eyes. Keep your left foot right where it is. Take your right toes back. And then when you're ready, hugging in through your center line. So using these ribs, obliques, back, lift. Find yourself in your lunge. Good. Strong back leg, bent front leg. Strong shoulders. Inhale, reach up. Feel your abdominal muscles engage as your arms become higher. Keep that engagement. Bring your hands to heart center. Option to stay here or look for the twist. Take the curiosity. What's that like? Could I do that? I wonder how it feels. Take your right elbow to your left knee, right? So there's no judgment attached if you have curiosity. It's just like, I wonder if I could do that, how that would be. Can I explore what that's like? Should I change where my back foot is so that I could be stronger? Good. If you want more, you can open up your arms. You guys are looking amazing. Good. All right, stay with me because we're coming back out to center. I know your hamstrings might be speaking to you. Let's drop your right knee. Relax your foot. Shift your weight back. Use your block if you would like as a place for your hands as you straighten out your left leg. Really good, guys. Breathe here. Maybe you can close your eyes. Breathe here. Okay, friends, bring your left knee back. Reset your body once again in child's pose. And every time you go to child's pose, that's a place to rest. So use the blocks, the supports, the pillows you've got, if that makes it feel more like a place where you could stay. So you don't want to be in child's pose and be like, oh, I got to get out. Support your body. Only you know what that feels like. And while we're here in child's pose, I invite you to think about something in your life that you had the courage to start. It could be a relationship, an education, being a parent, an endeavor, a business, an organization, a project. What have you had the courage to start? Yoga. And then I want you to remind yourself that it's not an option, it's who you are. You have the courage to stay. So whatever you started, you have the courage not only to start, but also to sustain. even if it's hard, even if it feels different. Sustain. Good. If your head is on a block, move that out of the way, or a pillow, what have you. Move it out of the way and walk your fingers gently over towards the right, creeping your hands along till they're off the edge of your mat. Bend your right elbow so your hand and elbow reach the floor, and reach so much with your left arm that maybe your elbow lifts up off the floor. Big stretch through your left side. Good. Come back through center. Take a moment in center, bringing your hands to a prayer type position at the back of your neck. So you're bending your arms, pressing your palms together with your forehead down, and your heels of your hands are resting kind of on the back of your head, back of your neck. This is a beautiful space for you to, again, claim your breath. What if I told you that every time you showed up on your mat, you were kind of recharging your courageous ions in your body? You were training your brain to be more connected and aware. You were learning not to judge, but rather just to stay with it. Straighten out your arms. You can keep your eyes closed, just creep your hands over to the left. So much that your right elbow might lift up off the floor, but keep your left hand, left elbow grounded. Maybe you can feel that lengthening all the way through your right lower back. Good, breathe here. Nice, come back to center. All right, we're gonna come sit on your knees, friends, with me for a moment. So come all the way up. Okay, so we're gonna do half hero's pose. So this is the full thing as you sit like a W. For those of you that don't have great knees, you're not gonna like that, right? And then you go back, okay? But we can do one leg at a time. So let's do one leg at a time to begin, unless you're like, oh, I love that stretch. I do that all the time. So, okay, so half at a time. We got a right leg out. We got a puppy helping me. Bending your left knee so it's alongside you. So it's not up underneath me. It's kind of like a W, half a W. All right, so it's alongside me. Everybody okay with that? Okay. Alana and Tommy, can you make your right leg go out in front of you? There you go. Okay, very good, Alana. Yep. There you go, Tommy. That's right. Okay, good. Now you're here, and now we're going to start to go backwards. Some of you are just going to go a little ways. Okay. Some of you are going to be able to go to your forearms. Look at how I'm keeping my foot and my knee on the floor. Some of you are going to be able to go all the way back. All right, so depending on what you have going on with ankles, toes, knees, you're going to know your stopping points here. It's a big stretch in the bent leg, in that quad, and also in your ankle.
Christy, if I go right back, my knee comes up, so am I better staying higher and keeping my knee down?
How high does it come up, Alana? Like all the way up to the ceiling, or just like, a little bit?
There.
Yeah, that's good. Do that,
okay?
Alana.
Ouch!
That's okay. Do that. Marco, I bet you could go all the way back if you thought about it. Now he'll never get back up, Michaela. So you're gonna have to put his computer on the floor, and you just have to reach over there like that. All right, friends. So we'll take a breath here. Maybe you can put your left hand on your heel. If you're supporting yourself with your forearms, maybe not. Breathe here. All right. When you've had enough, you can bend your right knee and kind of undo your left leg. That's might be easier. If you're on your forearms, you might want to prop yourself back up. And we'll all sit up again. Yes. So that stretch in your ankle is actually a good stretch. But like Susan, for your arthritic toes, I imagine that on one of those feet, it's going to be unhappy, right? And Terry, with your knees, I can't imagine how that feels. So that might not be fun, right?
It is not fun.
But it's not fun. Okay. All right. Creeping our fingers forward. Reach for your ankles, your toes. Look at you guys. Heels. Good. Soften your knees to the degree that you need to. Let your head hang. If you feel like you're bringing your belly towards your thighs, you could feel some opening through your low back, which is really nice because it is stretching through the backs of your legs, but that's not all. And if you're reaching your arms to the point where like your head is like collapsed between your biceps, draw your shoulder blades down, lift your chin, see if you can bring yourself more to a place where you see how you can have those arms in line, maybe pulling your elbows down and back, as opposed to being like this humped over thing, right? Bring your arms down. Good. Be okay with the intensity. Be okay with being uncomfortable for a moment. All right, release your feet. Walk your hands back up. Let's bend the other leg. All right, so this time for me, I'm going to keep the left leg out in front. Bend your right knee so you're in that W. Okay. And you've got different flexibility in your hips and your legs, so you start to notice that. All right, start to go back. Finding the place where you're going to stay. So if your knee floats up a bit, that's normal, but not so much that it starts to go straight up to the sky. And we've got some tension in that stretch through the ankle as well. If you're back and you have free hands, you can put a hand on your knee, on your right heel. And if you're propped up, you're looking for opening here through the front of your leg. Good, take breath here, close your eyes. Even if you're in a place that feels very intense, bring your awareness back here to this center line, to a couple breaths. Listening for your exhale. When you've had enough, you can undo that leg and find yourself on the floor, on your back. Bend your knees, put your feet on the floor once you're on your back. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side, keeping your shoulders pressing down into the floor, letting your head just sway side to side as well. You can go as slow as it feels right for you. So you may want to hang out on each side for a couple moments, or you might feel like that working back and forth is working out all the tension in your hips, improving your mobility, releasing your joint. Good. Bring your knees back to center. Keep your left foot on the floor. Bend your right knee. So my left knee is bent too, but that's on the floor. Bring your right leg straight up towards the sky. You can support behind your leg. Some of you might be able to reach up and grab your ankle. Some of you might find you can actually grab your foot. Another final option would be peace fingers to big toe on your right hand, right toes. So find where you are. You can have a little bend in the leg if that feels right. Pressing your right heel up towards the ceiling and pulling your leg gently more towards your chest. This is where we have to kind of stay for a second. So you get into the sensation, and then whenever there's an intense sensation, especially in our body and in emotions, we just have this reflex like, okay, done. You're not done. Courage to sustain. So learning the difference between being in a place that's painful and damaging versus just sticking through what doesn't feel fantastic, but might be okay. Playing with pushing your heel a little bit more up. That might straighten your knee just a smidge more. Good work. Release that foot, bend your knee, take it down to the mat. Reclined bound angle or Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Reset here, hand on your heart, hand on your belly. This is an opportunity to take a couple deep cleansing breaths that you can feel from the hand that's on your belly button and then out your mouth. Why show up for an hour and move your body if you're not willing to be recharged and to let something go through the process? So whether it's hard for you to have forgiveness or it's hard for you to have motivation, let this be the exercise, the opportunity that puts you back on the path that's right for you. Bend your knees, put your right foot on the floor, and start to bring your left knee to your chest. Then straighten out your left leg. Again, you can anchor your hand behind your knee. You might be able to reach up. This is where, again, like you go, oh, wow, one leg is so different than the other. Reach up for your ankle. Some of you might reach your foot or peace fingers to left big toe. Wherever you are, even if you're just holding your leg nowhere near your foot, you can still drive your heel up towards the ceiling. If there's a soft bend in your knee, think of pulling your front thigh towards your chest while you're extending through your left heel towards the ceiling. Be mindful that your neck is neutral. Take a breath in, big breath out. This is your opportunity after you've met the resistance and you've stayed. See if then there's an opportunity to melt just a tiny bit more. Like no one might be able to see it, but you might be able to feel it. Melt that leg just a little bit more. Good. Start to come undone. Release your foot. Take both feet to the floor. Slide them all the way down. Take a big stretch, fingers to toes. Arms back behind your head, reaching really long. And then put your body into the shape that you want for your final minute of rest. So legs can go propped up on furniture or the wall, or block underneath your sitting bones with legs up, or just right here like you are, you have melted down into your mat. Like I said before, don't skimp on the opportunity to rest. The courage that you need to start, to stay and sustain is already and always has been within you. Start being able to separate the difference between your perceptions and what you really are capable of doing. Getting out of our own way sometimes is the biggest obstacle. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. As we start to bring awareness back to this breath, this moment, when you open your eyes, knowing that you're ready for a great week. Patience, kindness, perspective. Start to make your way over to your side. If your legs are up, you can start to bring them down and all meet at the top of the mat. Bring your hands together at heart center. Close your eyes. And I wish for you courage and kindness this week. The light in me is very thankful and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
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 Namaste.